Hey, welcome back to Electric Cafe. Today's video is an album review on Concrete Blonde's 1989 album, Free. This is their second album from the Los Angeles band. Going to my notes here. Yeah, they had 5 albums from like 86 to like 93 that were really good. This is actually the album that I know least of the 5. I knew a couple songs going into it, but I don't have this album per se. I do know a couple songs on it. I do have one of their greatest hits, and so I was interested to check out this album and do a review on it. Every couple weeks or so, I want to do like a couple reviews from a band where an album that I actually don't know, and actually review it. For the most part, 90-95% of the time, I'm gonna know the album. I've heard the album before when I'm reviewing it here on these videos. But occasionally, I'm gonna throw in one that I haven't reviewed or I haven't heard before, and review it specifically for the channel, just to kind of balance it out and help myself get better with doing reviews and kind of challenge myself and also hear new music, which is the main thing, right? I'm always down to hear some new music, especially from a band that I like. So Concrete Blonde started roughly in like 1982 or so like that. They're a Los Angeles band. Essentially, they were active in albums from like 86 to 95. And then they had a few reunions on that. For the most part, there's 2 key members: the female singer, 2 people from the beginning of the band to the end of the band. Jonette Napolitano, she does vocals and bass, and then there's Jim Mankey that does guitar. This album has, again, it's 1989, and this is their second album. It's called Free. There's 10 tracks on here. The first track on here is actually one of the 2 that I know. Called God Is a Bullet. This is a classic of their early period. I think anybody who knows the band knows this song. It really has a good groove. Definitely Concrete Blonde rock. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I think of when you think of like all the rock bands, like in all the female rock bands. When you think about the history, like Heart or, what have you, like Concrete Blonde is sorely underrated, as far as a lead singer female in a rock band. Just, they're so underrated. And it's kind of sad too, because it's, you don't hear people mention Concrete Blonde a lot, but, maybe it's because I lived in Los Angeles. That's where I was born and raised. So there's always a little bit of, they do get mentioned more when I was in LA growing up. Of course, they had some hits on Top 40, and then, had some songs on MTV, and got the album after this was Bloodletting. So obviously that album was, with the song Joey and everything like that, that kind of blew them up. And then they had pretty good success with the follow-up 2 albums. But just highly underrated band. But God Is a Bullet, just cool bass line, guitar. The guitar and the bass line are just perfect sync with the patterns, different. It's kind of classic sound for them. Just a really good song. It's actually my favorite song on the album right off the bat. 3.5 stars. The second track is Run, Run, Run. It's a good chorus, strong, cohesive, energetic, good rock and roll. The kind of song I like from the band. It's kind of when they do the driving songs, they really are really good, and then their ballads are really good for me. I really like the combination. I think they do both really good. I don't know if they really do like a third style. There's some different tempos and stuff like that, but for the most part, they're pretty much straightforward rock with heavier songs and then some medium songs and then some ballads. They're really nothing will surprise you like. Oh, this is so different from them. They're very, album to album, they're generally pretty consistent. And the only thing about Bloodletting is there's a little bit of darkness on that album because of the songs and maybe the artwork and that one's a little bit darker. Just maybe because the some of the popular songs are just the content on them. But the third song, "It's Only Money," perhaps a little too southern rock for me. Um, they had this like if you ever heard Ghost of a Texas Ladies Man, like that song. They have this like southern rock, but it's kind of sounds. It's not like southern rock normally, where you think it's like classic southern rock, like Leonard Skinner or Allman Brothers or something like. It's not. It's not like that. It's more of a like if there was a rock band from San Antonio. Like I just feel like they have like this Texas kind of sound to them. Maybe because of that song particularly, and that's such a great song as well. I think that's on their, I think that's on their first album or fourth album. I think it's on their fourth album, and yeah, they just kind of have like this southern, but it's not like old American southern. It kind of has like a Tex-Mex kind of like. I mean, it makes sense too because their fifth album is called Mexican Moon, and so maybe that's what it is because it kind of has like this kind of like Tex-Mex kind of sound, but it's really unique. It's Only Money though, track three. It's okay. It's a 1.25 star, just a little too southern for me maybe. I don't know. Help Me. Again, when they kick ass, they kick ass. Good chorus. You know, I really like this track as well. 3 stars. It's actually my second favorite on the album, tied with the seventh song, "Scene of Perfect Crime." Track number five, "Sun," not bad. Kind of a ballad, but it doesn't really do too much for me. 1.5 stars. "Roses Grow," again, not bad. Interesting, but it's kind of like a demo. It doesn't really sound like it's complete. Unfortunately, it's my least favorite track on the album. It's got a 1 star. Track seven, I really like, "Scene of a Perfect Crime." Nice and musical, good pacing, good guitar riff. I really like the echo on the guitars, especially the strong singing on the verses. Johanna can blow, man. She's got a whale of a voice. She's got a really kick-ass. Uh, Sometimes she's angry, like sometimes she's spiritual, but she's always kind of. She seems like the perfect kind of um, rock band singer. Like she's strong voice, like all the things I said. Just she seems like a very strong personality. Track number eight, "Happy Birthday." It's okay. It's kind of a poppy chorus, but I can't really say it's a good track. But it's as close as possible. I got 1.75 stars. And then track number nine, "Little Conversations." Ends on 2 good tracks I really like. This one's kind of an acoustic track. I'd put this in the middle, perhaps. Maybe not towards the end. I thought it would be a little bit better, maybe in the middle of the album. Good songwriting, really good overall. 2.5 stars. And then "Carry Me Away," last track. Nice harmony, good closing track, epic sounding. Everyone's really playing together really well in this. Really nice and cohesive. Really well done. Last couple songs on the album. When I look at the overall of the album, definitely good singing. Like I said before, a few very good tracks. I got 3 that are over 3 stars, 3 or 3 stars. "God Is a Bullet" and "Help," and "Scene of a Perfect Crime." There's also some good driving songs on here. Good heavier songs. "Run, Run, Run" and "Help Me." There's a ballad and a couple ballads in there. One's good, one's okay. The closer, "Carry Me Away," is good as well. And yeah, Jonah has such a balanced, strong voice. It's soulful, it's sultry. She can be angry. Again, it's kind of that Tex-Mex kind of rock and roll. Strong guitar riffs. They never go overboard, too many solos or anything like that, which is great for an 80s band. Doesn't every song have to have a crazy guitar solo? They're always properly placed, and not too many of them on an album with Concrete Blonde. Good heavy mix. I mean, it's definitely a rockin' album. In some ways, it's kind of a Los Angeles rock sound. Honky tonk a little bit as well in there. perhaps, But then the opportunities for the album, half of the songs or four of the songs are okay out of 10. It's kind of not a great percentage there. Usually, maybe one, two, but four okay songs makes it for not a great album. Snare is a little too loud on some songs. Drums are a little flat, you know. But they are rock. It's good. They do a lot more toms, rolling with the toms and stuff like that, and so that I feel like that is better than the normal rock mid '80s to late '80s rock drums. But they are kind of a little flat, like dynamically. You don't get a lot of. But that's just the way they drum as well. But it's just recorded. Maybe could be a little bit better. Could be again a little bit more dynamic. When I add up the stars, it's 22 and 3/4 stars divided by 10. So I got it at a 2.27 stars per track out of 5. And yeah, I feel pretty confident about the score. I got it just under a 60. I got a 58 out of 100. So it's definitely on the high side of. It's not a bad album. It's almost verging on good. It's really close. Maybe a song away. I would say beside God is a Bolt, there's really no knockout songs on here. 4 very good songs, a couple okay, and then three very good songs. Actually, 4. Actually, even 5. It's almost like half and half, but it's like half are okay and half are better than good. So it's just it kind of averages out to be right on the edge there. And I have to say it's not a bad album, but can't really confidently say it's a good album. It's right in between there. Of their 5 albums, I'd probably say it's probably the weakest. With their debut album being, in my opinion, the second weakest. I do like the middle 3 or the later 3 albums better than their first 2. They just continue to get better through the albums, in my opinion. Tighter, stronger, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'll rate the other albums as well, but yeah, Concrete Blonde's 1989 album Free, 58 out of 100. All right, thanks for listening or watching and listening.